What's up, guys? Today I have, honestly, right now, one of the most controversial inflatables of the year that we know about so far. This is the new for 2022 at-home exclusive 9.5 foot kind of reissue of the BJ's Archway. It's a new version of the BJ's Archway. So the history of this design is that in 2016 we saw this pretty much exact design, but like a little different, you know, other details and stuff with the sound box and everything, and it was sold at BJ's Wholesale Club in 2016 for, I'm not too sure the price, but I think it was definitely under $200. And it had sound box again, it had everything, it was a massive light show, it was amazing, and yeah, it was great. But then for the next few years it was sold online. Versions of it I think were sold online before Walmart picked it up for 2020, and then they brought it back in 2021, a new version of it. There's a gray version and a purple version that I think is just standard inflatables. I'm not even sure it even has a kaleidoscope, but those were like $100. Very reasonable priced, and just overall good designs that you want to get. But this version, this is the at-home exclusive that we found out about on the last day of May with the rest of their lineup. May 31st, we figured out that this was coming, and the first word, people acting like they know everything about it, is that it had a sound box. Everyone was saying it had a sound box, and one of the main people is Josh. Josh, the inflatable and tractor guy. He apparently acts like he has all this inside info. Some of it's true, but most of it is false. So I want to point that out. He's the first person who said, guaranteed this has a sound box. It does not have a sound box. If you check anywhere around the box, it does not have a sound box. There typically is a music note on the box to indicate that it is a light show with a sound box. There's the back for you. Has absolutely no indication that it is a light show or a sound box. But if we take a look right there, that's the tag. Let me flip the box around some more. There you go. There's the tag, $250 at home. That's its code above the price tag. But I was just, wow. I was just really, really shocked when I heard about that price. I am so far the first person to have this particular version from At Home this year. So I don't know, we'll see how it is. Again, it's 9.5 feet tall, has a kaleidoscope in the pumpkin head, and has an animation mechanism in the pumpkin head too. It turns its head. So I'm pretty excited to see this guy inflated. I want to know everything about this one because that price definitely makes it interesting, and so far it's not holding up to its expectations. It's a pretty cool design, but that price really worries me. So let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. So this is a pretty big box, and you can always tell that it's a pretty big box without actually seeing it in person because of the two tabs. Any inflatable box that has two tabs, you know it is pretty big. Wow, an actual smooth box this time, not some hilly garbage. And the tape does go all the way to the sides. Get the other side. Oh wow, look at that. It does come with the bag. That's interesting, because the Dragon did not come with a bag. Maybe the Dragon was just a defect or whatever, but yeah. So here's the stake pack. 4 heavy duty stakes, 4 metal pins for the blower, fan, whatever you want to call it. And then there's 4 tethers, as well as 2 curly stakes for the bottom of the inflatable, which is definitely nice to have. Here's the instructions. Again, instructions are not gone for these ones, for base fans at least. Those are still there. So I'm really, actually, I want to see what fan this guy has more than anything, because it better have a YF-125. I know it's not going to have a 200, but it better have a tornado fan if you're paying $250 for something like this. So let's go ahead and get it inflated. Okay, so first impression to this guy inflated. It does not like wind whatsoever. I've had this guy up for about 20 minutes. It has fallen over about 8 times while I was trying to stake it down. I have it completely staked down right now. I have all 4 tethers on it. I have the fan nailed down. I have the other side nailed down. This is just ridiculous. It is so thin and skinny. It is absolutely ridiculous in wind. But once you have it staked down, I guess it works fine. But yes, as you can see right there, it still leans back a lot. And the weight inside the pumpkin head is just, from the kaleidoscope, is too much for it to handle, actually. It just helps it bend over. So it just really, it does not like weather. Other than that, this does not have a sound box. It is not a light show. It is not anything. It's just a standard inflatable with a kaleidoscope and an animation mechanism. But I mean, some helicopters have that, you know, and they're like $100. This is $250. One of the most expensive inflatables sold this year. I mean, it's right up there with the new 18-foot jack that I think is about $300 now. I don't understand why they needed to jack that up $50, but whatever. But I mean, this is worth maybe about $150. It should be the same price as the Dragon. Instead, it's $100 more than the Dragon. And the Dragon has more detail and everything. This is absolutely ridiculous. $250. No one was expecting that. Even I wasn't expecting that. I'm completely blown away by that price. But this is, it's an okay design. I wish they wouldn't just keep going with the old same designs and would actually make something new. I mean, again, this is about the fifth BJ's Archway variant that we've seen. I'm sure it is different for at home, but at home doesn't usually get this kind of stuff in. But same with the Dragon. It's been, wow, it's been 4 or 5 years, 5 seasons since the last animated base fan Dragon. Well, really just base fan Dragon in general was sold in 2018. Then they had the cheap fan Dragon in 2019, and then no dragons, unless you count the baby dragons, in 20 and 21. But I'm glad that they're going with new designs this year, new designs for them, but Jemmy just keeps pitching them the same old designs, worn out designs. And I'm not a huge fan of them doing that, but I mean, at least the designs are pretty cool. This guy does, again, have a 125 Tornado fan, which is a great fan for it. And again, it is the quieter version. I don't understand why they're quieter now. The Dragon has the same thing. It's different and I like it, but yeah, definitely pretty interesting. But at least at least that's some good thing about it, is that it has a 125 and a good fan. But other than that, it is just, as you can see right now, it is terrible in wind. It does not stand up straight. It does not anything. It is absolutely, I mean, wow. I did not expect it. I mean, I understand that, you know, if you don't stake it down, it keeps falling over. But, I mean, it bends in half. It does everything. And it just really, it does not make me even happier about that price. That price is just way too much for this. I assume this guy has 6 C7s, which is kind of the standard. Well, standard for smaller bass fans is 3 C7s, and regular bass fans are usually 6. But definitely, I mean, I wish it was a light show. I wish it had the LED light show inside of it, but I mean, that's, when I heard 250, actually my first thought was, okay, cool, it's a light show and that price makes sense. But no, this is just a standard inflatable for $250. I know I say that price a lot, but I mean, really, understand that. That's $250. That is one of the most expensive inflatables on the market. It is absolutely one of the most expensive retail inflatables on the market, sold in stores. That is just an absolutely outrageous price for something that is, it costs maybe about $50 to make. Well, plus the fan, I'd give them up to 50 to 100, but $250, really, that is absolutely ridiculous. Well, that's it during the day. Let's go ahead and get the night view. So now that we've taken a closer look at it, let's go ahead and rate it. So the first category is design. Design, I'm going straight in the middle, 5 out of 10, because it's a cool design. I mean, general public would like it, definitely, just for the Halloween decoration that it is. But also, on the other side, for collectors and just people enthusiasts who like inflatables in general, we've seen this before. This is not a new design. Again, this is like the 4th or 5th variant of the BJ's Archway, and it is just, I mean, you gotta mention that. So that's my opinion on the design, 5 out of 10. Next category is quality. Again, I'm going about 5 or 6 out of 10. It is built good. I mean, it's not like it's a terrible inflatable. It has a 125. It has a kaleidoscope in the head, has an animation mechanism, but for what it is, I mean, it's especially for at home, this is a huge game changer. I mean, since the last time they've had actual, like, big, impressive base fan inflatables was 2019, if not, I mean, that was the Jackal Reaper from 2019. That was pretty cool. In my opinion, definitely top 10 Pumpkin Reapers they've ever made. But quality, yeah, 5, 6 out of 10. It is made good, but it's not perfect. And last but not least, the controversial part about it, the price. The price category, I'm giving this a straight 1 out of 10. This is an absolute garbage price for it. For something that, I mean, this costs maybe 50 bucks. At Home buys these 50 bucks a piece in a giant lot and ships them out to their stores, and they jack up the price. That's why Walmart inflatables are so cheap, because they don't really jack up the price that much. But for At Home, something that costs about 50, 60 bucks, maybe 80, I'm gonna go all the way, probably, you know, maximum is 80 bucks to make. $250 for something that everyone thought was a light show. So 250 is it's a decent price for it, for a light show that has all these, you know, lights inside of it, LEDs preferably, that all do, you know, in a nice pattern, and then there's a sound box with a soundtrack. That 250 would make sense for that. But for just a standard inflatable that has pretty much everything that the Dragon has, Dragon is 150, this is 250 for no reason. So I mean, 1 out of 10 is what it gets. I mean, $250. One of the most expensive inflatables on the market right now. I mean, well, as far as in stores go and like official retail, not just people on like eBay trying to scam you, but that is absolutely outrageous price for it. So overall, combining those scores, I'm gonna go ahead and give it about, I mean, best way to put it is 5 out of 10. Not great, not perfect, but that price just really does it for me. That says it's not really that great of an inflatable, especially since it's flimsy. It doesn't have much structural integrity. Again, this side right here has absolutely no weighting to it, so it has nothing holding it down. So I mean, my best bet, I mean, for as far as displays go, I'd say go ahead and put two pieces of PVC pipe behind the two sides to it to keep it up. But other than that, I mean, there's not much you can do to this You have to unplug it, and when high wind comes, if it's not really, you know, stable. But that's, I mean, definitely wasn't expecting At Home to get this one, but for what it is, I mean, general public would definitely like this, but I mean, for the decoration that it is, get down to the bottom line, not just the design and everything of it, but the actual, like, how does it work as a decoration? It really, half and half. It's not very structural, but it also, you know, provides a nice open, you know, a gateway into like your haunted house or whatever Halloween stuff you're doing. But for most of us who like inflatables, we do displays, and this was gonna go like straight smack dab in the middle of the yard. So it's not great, not perfect, but yeah, 5 out of 10 is probably that's fair. That's a fair, right down the middle. It's fair for it. Comparatively, it's nice to see that At Home has it this year. It's nice to see that At Home is branching out with some other stuff. Oh yeah, breaking news, by the way. That spider has a cheap fan. Well, I'm pretty sure, obviously we haven't seen it, but every other variant of it has a cheap fan, and I'm 100% certain that it will have a cheap fan, which is pretty disappointing for such a giant inflatable. They can't even do like an external white AH1 or an AH3 would be even better. But no, just a cheap fan. So that spider's definitely gonna be pretty disappointing. I mean, we don't know. We haven't seen it in stores yet, obviously, but so far this one and the dragon are the two that I've picked up so far, and I plan to get more. Pumpkin stack should be coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But I mean, so far, I agree with everyone else's opinion on this one. I mean, it's not really anything special, but it's not, I mean, this really isn't anything much, especially for that. I mean, I was assuming personally it was going to be like $170. That's a fair price for it. I mean, for At Home. I mean, outrageously jacked up. That's already outrageously jacked up at $170, but that's a reasonable price for it. But jack it up another $80 to $250. That is absolutely outrageous. So there you go. I mean, take what you will from this, but that is absolutely ridiculous, that price. But overall, pretty cool design. So there you go. There's my review on this guy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Be sure to stay on this channel, because I am going to be acquiring many more Halloween inflatables and Christmas soon to come, and more everything is coming. I'm the Inflatable Bastard. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.